I have a little bit of a cold, so I've just been giving air hugs today, and air handshakes. I know many of you. 78 poems were submitted in the Alliance's recognition this year. You wrote about love, birth, death, sleep, food, the subjects that E.M. Forster said all poems are about. You wrote about travel, keeping chickens alive in January, love in bloom, love dying, love lost, and family poems of children leaving home. Poems about gardening, one titled Thievery, which took place in a garden. You wrote strong and true portraits of people you knew, maybe neighbors or relatives or folks you imagined needed to be heard. You played well with language, and I want to share a few images. From Ars Poetica, a stunning ending, how to decipher the black ink scrawl on monarch wings. From Autumnal Beast, mercy hibernates in this autumnal pause. Then, these metaphorical lines of tension in a different season. The hostile summer sleep is impossible, the endless heat, the crash of waves. Then a soothing sound. Her walk stirs downed leaves, shoosh, shoosh, shoosh. I'm a sucker for those single word metaphors, whether verb, noun, adjective, or a combination. This was one of my favorites. An old house crumbled into a bouquet of splinters. And how about this opening line? She mother henned her brood. Mother hen is hyphenated, mother is capitalized. And one more, some sensory language from a great piece titled Wurlitzer Rising, where we meet Kenny Day in the Fargo Theater on a Saturday night. Kenny sweats and pants, his tucks near combustion, the earth's savage id alight with discordant sounds and devilish semitones claws through the sulfur and air. So you need to applaud for yourselves. That said, since we already know the poems selected, let me explain my process. I read each poem once, and then I set the stack aside. Then on days when the Vikings are playing, I go down to the shore, to the upper level of our boathouse, and I read each poem aloud, because that helps me find the meaning and form, it helps me find the music, it helps me understand the language, and I can hear the voice. And it is time consuming, but I find it fun. I'm all by myself, and I have this lake that I use for my audience. So, in this way, I feel that I become the poem and act it out some. After that task, I avoid the stack for a few days, and I just kind of let my memory simmer. Then I read each piece once more and have to make the too few choices. I chose 6 pieces, and I agonize over being able to only choose 3. And then Bev A. Bear called out of the blue one day and asked if I would like to choose a 4th. Yes! So that was a happy compromise for me. So, all that said, I would like to know where Becky Chakoff is. Is Becky here today? She's coming.
She has not arrived yet.
She has not arrived yet. Okay. If the poet hasn't arrived, and I know Ellen isn't here, then I'm going to read the poem. I'll read my comments and then read the poem. This was a poem that lays well on the page. It was set up in 12 stanzas. The first and the 12th stanza were single lines. Stanza 6 fell right where it's supposed to fall, in the center of the poem. It was 4 lines and carries an essential meaning in the poem, and the remaining stanzas were set up in tercets.